Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another week of VHEL. We are here today for our Valorant Division 1 Grand Finals for this fall season. We have Centennial High School versus Bishop Kelly High School joining us today. So I do believe so we're starting out here on Split, obviously. And this is just a best of three today, no best of five for those grand finals. So we will be heading into this first map here of Split. We have the attackers are going to be Centennial High School, and our defenders are going to be Bishop Kelly High School. So a little bit of background onto this match going in. Both of these teams are almost undefeated. Centennial, of course, going into this playoffs completely undefeated in the regular season, 7-0, and that means that they did get a bye through that first round of playoffs. So they are currently sitting 1-0 in the playoffs, or 8-0 for the entire season. Bishop Kelly did well as well. They are second place overall in the season, sitting 6-1 in all of their maps. So only map that they lost in that first regular season was, of course, to Centennial High School. And they won both of their playoff matches successfully, 2-0, and I believe, let me double check here who those were against. My name is Nat, or Nat Cat in the Hat. I'm going to be your only caster today, just me, so hopefully you don't hate my voice too much, because, well, it's all you're going to be hearing. But yes, okay, so for those original playoff rounds, Centennial played against Prosper, and Bishop played first against Mater Dei High School and then against Lancer High School, winning both of those 2-0. All right, getting right into the action. Not enough time for me to get too much into it, but just as we get started, Bakery coming off with a nice little 2K. Gonna be traded out. We're down to a 3v3 as these defenders make their way onto the A site. The attackers popping down from heaven. We still have A's in here sitting in sight. So one left to stand. Talon's going to take care of that one. That's going to be Spike popped and planted. Two remaining here on the defensive side. That's going to make it one. Cold here left in this clutch on this first pistol round. 1v3. Spike is planted. Things are not in their favor. They would have to pull out some heroics if they were able to reclaim this one at all. Just trying to get some kills out. Not going to find any. Tokyo going to find that last and final kill. And that is going to be first round on the half in favor of these attackers here. So nice, click, clean, and dirty first pistol round. Nothing too crazy, nothing too unexpected coming out from either of these teams. Now we're going into, of course, this second round, so we'll have the gun advantage out here for our attackers.
Time to mobilize my pack.
And setting up for a little bit of B execution. We should expect them to take this round pretty comfortably, but you know, anything can happen here in Scholastic Esports. So can't count anyone out of the mix.
One enemy remaining. Spike down B.
And just like that, a nice cleanup fast. That'll put 2 rounds on the board, but only carrying over 2 weapons. That's not exactly how Centennial is going to be wanting to head into this bonus round now. Going to be pretty light on this buy here, heading into this first buy phase for Bishop Kelly High School. So advantage economy-wise in favor of Bishop. We're going to see them invest into a Bucky, but otherwise just some pistols and the 2 guns that got carried over. That Hero Vandal is going to be in the hands of Sushi, who's playing Waylay today. We don't see a ton of Waylay play, so I'm happy. These comps are fun. Something a little bit not completely standard. That Bucky is going to find some impact as they make 2, going to be winning out players' advantage as they make their way onto this A site. And that's going to be guaranteed Spike plant, which is more than you can ask for here in this bonus round. They're setting up very comfortably to potentially win out this bonus round and do some serious damage to Bishop Kelly's economy. Procrastinator here, taking that first contact, gonna find that first clean headshot onto Pickles. That's gonna be one taken care of. Numbers evened out, guns in favor here of Bishop Kelly on this retake. Still a decent amount of time to play around with. Flash here in, Procrastinator's gonna hit, finds one. Others gonna be traded out. Now it's all down to Shogu, and they do it. A clean up and a clutch round, saving this bonus round, putting 3 on the board here for Centennial High School. They are in a hot start to get us going here. That's gonna be a rough economy for Bishop Kelly. Of course, they fully invested into that one, having lost the pistol. So now just going to be some light guns as they save up that money for the next round. So likely to see 4 onto the board here for Centennial, unless we get some crazy thrifties going on, which, you know, I wouldn't be too mad about.
Back in a flash. Slow down.
Nice util combo coming out, getting Tokyo into sight. Showtime just sitting in this corner, hanging out that box. They are so aware. They know there's a very high chance of somebody sitting here. Showtime just biding their time. Bakery gonna go down first. Traded though. Kuro finally finds Showtime. That's going to be spike planted on the hands of Shogu. Procrastinator just waiting for somebody to potentially push out, and that's going to be that pick found. Only one in the hands of that Bucky, as we're all left down to Aizen to try and clutch up this round, get a little bit more money in the bank, find a couple frags, take some guns out of their hands, just set themselves up as best they can for the next round. Not going to be able to find any, but a death still means some points working up towards that ultimate. So now this is a really crucial round for this half for Bishop Kelly. They have invested into this one, investing even that Odin on the hands of Procrastinators. So that means that they are looking to win this one out cleanly. If they're unable to win this one, their economy is going to be in shambles once again. They're going to be forced onto another save. That's going to be 2 rounds in the hand of Centennial, 6 rounds guaranteed. So they don't want to give this one away. They want to win this one out. Don't let the ult economy get too far in their favor either. We're going to see Centennial making their way into this nice little A split. Control of mid pretty freely given here by Bishop Kelly. So that's going to be some heaven control found as well. Bakery is aware, but for the most part, giving sight. That Odin spam going to come through, taking out Sushi. Finally, man advantage in the hands of Bishop Kelly. Sight is available, and Bakery caught, and Procrastinator caught just a little bit off guard on that corner, not expecting Kuro to be quite so pushed up. All of a sudden, man advantage lost, and it's just 1 left in the hands of Bishop Kelly. And does Aizen once again left in this clutch situation? This time, at least Aizen has a gun to play around with, but 3 men left. Spike is planted. No smokes to play around. They do have a pretty decent, healthy util kit available. Gonna go for it and try to win this out. No saving guns here. Of course, I just don't think there's time. Yeah, it's gonna be spotted out by Shogu, and that's gonna be a 5th round on the boards. Wow, so far Centennial, they do not want a repeat of their last matchup against Bishop Kelly. They lost, of course, their match against them in that regular season game. Now that we're in the playoffs, we do, have a few more chances because it's a best of 3. So they don't need to win it out right away like you do in a best of 1. But, they want to get a head start. They want to claim their crown. They want redemption. Sitting up, of course, split is an attack-sided map, right? So they are definitely going to try and put on as many rounds as they can here. But thus far, 0 rounds on the board. That's going to do some things to your confidence. Rocket invested here from Pickle, and that's just going to force Bishop Kelly really far back. They're going to gain a lot of space off the back of that rocket. No kills found, but Heaven control found. Oh! Procrastinator caught a little bit off guard. That's 2 found. 3 found for Centennial. Now, just 2 left. Only a sheriff. Bakery finds 2 with that Sheriff, though, so that's gotta feel good at least, but that's all they're gonna get. 6 on the boards for Centennial. Now we are at just about kind of last chance here for Bishop Kelly to get any numbers on the board on their defensive side. They do have a couple of ultimates to play around with, of course. We do, we have 3 available from both sides. Procrastinator, Bakery, and Cold have theirs, but there are counters with Kuros, Tokyos, and Talons. We'll see how that goes. That Blaster ult can be really helpful. We're gonna see the investment of the first ult of the round. Gonna gain some space up towards this A heaven once again. Vice Wall is gonna isolate this, but Tokyo has that retract, able to back off and save their life. So now a little bit of a slowdown here. They've lost that Raze member. They've lost some of that powerful entry, that double duelist that is so powerful on this map. A little bit of a slowdown here. Waiting for some of this regenerable util to come back. Tripwire is going to be found out of Talon's hands. Still, a couple of ultimates available from both sides.
Where is everyone hiding?
That's going to be the Neural Theft. Popped. And spotted out. Locations given away, and that's going to make the push over into B Heaven. But counter Raze Rocket activated. Not going to necessarily find anyone, unfortunately. I think the read was just a little bit off there. 12 seconds left on the board, though. They have to make this entry fast and quick. Aizen is there to slow things down, but they should be able to get this plant down without being contested. Spike planted and some kills being found with that Odin once again. Cold and our Vice left in this 1v1. Showtime finds one, but Cold's going to be found as well. So now it's all down to Showtime to try and clutch things up, try and get around on the board. That is going to be our Steel Garden popped. Talon's going to be spotted out, but is able to evade that Steel Garden, win things out, and get 7 on the board. That is, that nerf coming in from Vice with that Steel Garden means that these players are... it's just so much easier to evade that Steel Garden, and it's really hard to put yourself in a position where you can fully cover sight with it, especially when you're by yourself in this kind of situation. So now we're down to the wire here for Bishop Kelly. We have 4 rounds left in this half. They're going to be forced down onto another save here. Sheriffs and Stingers in hand. Showtime does find one with the Stinger. That could be the opening that they need, but Kuro is here with that Odin, and it's going to spam down, take down Showtime. Procrastinator falls as well. This is a 1v2 trade. 3v4. Guns, of course, still in favor. Spike being planted for Centennial. There is some ultimates to play around with if they choose to invest them, but on this light buy, that would be pretty risky. Nope, the Nightfall is going to be popped anyways, but Tokyo Sushi is standing out of its way, is able to find 2, low on the bullets, has to dip away. Kuro's going to be the one to clean up the final one, and that's 8 on the board here for Centennial. They are on such a rampage on this attacker side. Obviously we know that it is split, it is an attack-sided map, they have a very attack-sided comp here with this double duelist entry on the Waylay and the Raze, but you gotta slow them down somewhere. And now they've invested that Nightfall, they've invested that Steel Garden as well as the Raze Rocket into some of these unfortunate loss rounds. So they only have 2 ults here to play around with, and not a lot as far as close by. Showtime maybe, but you need some kills, you need some ult orbs. So all they're going to have to play around with is going to be that Dimensional Drift, and of course that Astra ult, Cosmic Divide. Finally, though, some kills being found. The stack on the B site was read correctly. And now, Talon, the only member left alive for Centennial. This might be the round, the entry that they needed to get some points on the board. Talon here. It's a camera available, but Spike is not in hand. Site well secured by Bakery, Showtime, and Cold.
There.
Holding all of these angles. Talon's location is known, so they know it's either coming from CT or Heaven. Shots going to be made aware. 40 seconds left on the board, so Talon does have a decent amount of time to play around with, but 3 players left. It would take heroics. 1 down, 2 to go. Spotted out.
30 seconds left.
Camera is going to tag onto Bakery. So now Talon knows where they're both sitting. The double swing comes through. Finally, a round on the boards here for Bishop Kelly High School. And that means they are finally able to contest this fire that's been coming out here from Centennial High School. So they do have a bit of an awkward bye going into this, though. It took a lot for them to be able to win this one out. No ults, though, just stacking of the sites. That's really what did it. They finally held on to a site. They've been giving a lot of space away for free to this Centennial team. So that stacking did them justice, and it's going to mean that they... something, but...
I know exactly where.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. That was almost... I misread those colors. I definitely thought those were enemy players. Alright, Showtime trying to lock things down, but unable to do it. Gonna be taken down. 2 kills found already, and this just looks like a continuation of the tides. Bakery finds Talent, so that's 1 down. But Spike is planted once again in this retake situation. We haven't seen Bishop Kelly successful in any of these retakes thus far. 2 players left alive. There is the Cosmic Divide to invest if they choose to. Cold finds 1. Smoke's going to be popped. Bakery popping in. And the gun switch is going to be punished. But the op out of Shogu is going to clear that one out. 9-1 on the board. So here, heading into this bye phase here, of course, we have 2 rounds left in this half. And because of the way the economy has been going, despite winning 1 round, we're back down onto this forced, awkward bye. We've got some Bulldogs, we got a Vandal, we got some Buckies. So something to be done. We're going to see some firepower coming out from Bishop Kelly into this mid area. They've been giving this one away pretty easily. And we have a really heavy stack towards this B site. So the read and the call is correct for Bishop Kelly. They know that this is likely where Centennial is going to be. Shogu should be caught by this off angle. It's going to be traded out, though. 1 for 1. Information found. A loss to Bakery. A little bit of a raw swing there. Tokyo's going to claim that one. Cold trades it back on the other side of the map, though. Able to catch out that last remaining player on the B site. Now, Centennial's heading their way onto this A site. Showtime here to lock it down by themselves, waiting for that reinforcements to come through. That wall's going to be tripped, so that's information found. Procrastinator, not aware of just how deep they had made it in. And now Cold, 5 HP and a Dream here. Going to spot out that trip, but is it poorly placed? No, it's not going to be able to sneak by. Shot out by Tokyo Sushi, and that is 10 on this half for Centennial. Last round in the half. Bishop Kelly has to invest everything they can to try and make it even possible for a comeback. I mean, an 11-1 comeback, I don't know. I don't think that's ever happened before. I know we've had an 11-3 comeback, but 11-1 would be pretty impressive. 10-2, a little bit more reasonable if they're able to win that pistol round out. But still, it's an awkward bye, right? We still have Stingers, we have a Sheriff, The only real gun is going to be half shields on that Phantom for showtime. Stacking the B site once again. And Rocket's going to be invested, is not going to find anyone. Traded back by that Stinger. Aizen been so powerful on it. Bakery finds one with the showstopper. Cold finds another. So finally, this stacking going in advantage. Talon takes down Cold. We're in a 3v3 gun still at advantage for Centennial. They have this Operator and this Vandal. Breaker, the only one with a real gun on the defense side, but health is in their favor. Low health here for Tokyo Sushi, so letting Talon take a lot of this first contact. And Bishop Kelly is happy to just sit comfy and play it safe. Upgrade for Aizen found. And that's going to be one more drop. Nightfall invested. It's the last round and a half. We can do whatever we need to. Talon's going to be decayed. The spam coming through. Not able to find anything. Rocket's going to slow things down again. Delay, delay, delay. 27 seconds left on the board. That eye is going to be spotted out. And now location found. The double swing coming through. Aizen cleans up Talon. 2 on the board. 10-2 half. There is the lifeline for Bishop Kelly High School. All right, so we're jumping in, switching sides here, and Centennial has a bit of a mountain to climb. We've got 2 rounds. This pistol round is really, really important for Centennial. If Centennial is able to win this one, that should guarantee them 2, hopefully, and put them at 4-10. The stepping stones up. Meanwhile, for Bishop Kelly, if they're able to win out this pistol, it's pretty much GG's for this map, right? That gives them 2, that puts them at 12. Of course, we're likely to see Centennial force buy into almost every single round here on out, because it's just every round counts if they have any chance at this comeback. Not quite as attack-sided as Bishop Kelly, though, right? They only have... oh, sorry, that's a lie. They do have 2 duelists. Wow, not me forgetting Yoro is a duelist. Okay. But they do have the, yeah, a little bit of a different change in smokes, different initiators. See if that makes a difference. Talon spotted out, just weaving a dodge those duelists, but finally going to be found. But it gives enough time for reinforcements to arrive here from Bishop Kelly. So Procrastinator is the only one left alive, and that is going to be a round win here for Centennial High School. Sorry, I misspoke. Reinforcements here from Centennial. So that's 11-2. They should, barring anything real crazy happening, this map should be theirs. But, I'm not going to fully speak it into existence because it is Valorant and anything can happen, especially here in Scholastic's Valorant. But they are going to be feeling comfortable to invest a little bit into this. We're seeing Shogu pop onto that Sky Phantom. Love to see it. Not on the duelist, but on the Sky. Sure, why not? And here we go. Bishop Kelly heading over towards this A site. This is where our Sentinel is set up, finding that first kill, but it's going to be traded out, back and forth, and that gun advantage is just too much to deal with. Talon cleaning up Procrastinator, and that is going to put us over to match point. So, because I do believe Bishop did invest into that last round, so they're forced once again into this kind of awkward buy, and that's that tough position you get put in when you're so low on rounds heading into that second half. You're just forced to kind of constantly play with not the nicest guns. Trying for another A push, and if you take a look at that mini-map, Centennial is reading that one a little bit. They've got 3 stacked here, as well as some of those Cypher trips. And Pickle pushing in deep, trying to end things quickly. They want to head straight to the next map. Gonna be punished for that one, not clearing our corners quite. That's gonna slow things down, though. Reinforcements are here. Centennial is risking the heavy stack. All 4 members here. Like I said, they want this done quickly. They want to move on to the next map. A rotate's going to come through, but it's going to be clearly red with so much space gained into that main A lobby area. They do have the speed as they push in, but one is going to be sitting in the smokes. Tokyo with the Bucky finds 2. Going to be finally taking care of by Procrastinator, but that does even out some of these numbers just a little bit. Bishop gets the plant down. Lifeline reached once again. Player advantage in their hands. Flash noted, but not cleared, just because it is at their back.
Last player standing.
But clean takes 1. Hero
One enemy
left to
remaining.
take care of the rest. Finds Showtime. So now it's all down to 1. Risking a TP play, and it's just a little bit too risky. Aizen is going to clean that one up with the Stinger. Lifeline extended for Bishop Kelly as they find a 3rd round on this map. But it is going to take everything in the kitchen sink if they have any chance at making a comeback happen here. They do finally have some good weapons into their hands. It's not a complete full buy. You know, we have some half shields coming through. We have, you know, a Guardian here and there, but it's definitely going to be a lot better. On the other side, we see an investment into some of these shotguns, a Judge, a Bucky. Oh, 2 Judges. We've already seen Centennial playing some of these corners and finding a lot of success with those Buckies, so investing into that one as well. Tokyo Sushi finding 2 with that Hero Vandal, though. Going to be finally taking care of. Pickle cleaned up. Evening numbers out just a little bit, but still the man advantage for this Centennial, or sorry, man advantage for this Centennial team, yes. Heavy presence here for Centennial in this mid. As we slow things down. A little bit of a regroup. And Bishop decides what they want to do, but this time is going to allow a flank to come through. And I don't think they're any aware of Kuro here pushing this back line with this Bucky. Oh my goodness, how many can we find? 1.
Spike down.
The blind comes through, and a 3rd cleaned up. Tokyo finds the other one, and that is going to be a 13-3 win for Centennial High School in this first round of our grand finals. Wow, a really clean, impressive split coming through. Just got the momentum going on that attack side, and they just couldn't be stopped this whole time. My goodness. Taking a look at this scoreboard, right? Despite everything, Bakery putting up some good numbers, you know. I think part of the problem was just the way the defense was looking for Bishop Kelly. They were giving so much space away for free, and it allowed Centennial to set up these really strong post-plant situations where they just had so much control of the site before any real contact was happening. Oh. Can they still hear me? Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. My bad. Oh, the be right back screen threw me off just a little bit. Anyways, we are, I'm not sure which map we're heading to next, but we will find out shortly. While we wait, of course, a reminder that we are here in our Division 1 grand finals of the playoffs for the fall season of VHEL. We are heading to Haven next. So, another fun map. It's going to be a 3-sided map. I'm a big fan of Haven. Oh, and our decider is going to be Sunset as well. So, some fun things coming through for us. We're going to see Bishop Kelly starting on the attack. And, yeah, so we're going to take a very short break so I can drink some water, and we will be right back with that Haven on the Centennial versus Bishop Kelly Grand Finals. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to this VHEL Grand Finals of Division One Valorant for the fall season. I am Nat Cat in the Hat. I am your solo and only caster here today, so hopefully you're enjoying it so far. We have, of course, just coming back with Centennial High School, Bishop Kelly. Bishop Kelly losing that one out, Centennial taking us a nice, clean 13-3 on split. Now we're headed over to Haven. And finally, Bishop Kelly is going to have a chance to show us what they're made of and start on that attacking side, right? I'm not crazy. No, I'm not crazy. That is right. So hopefully we'll be able to see a little bit more of what they're made out of here, given that we kind of only really saw their defensive side on split. And they are coming in. They did win out the original fight that they had against Centennial in the regular season. That was a best of one. So they have a chance at a comeback that Centennial didn't have in... Oh, wait. Oh, my God. I'm reading things backwards. Oh, my God. I'm so silly. Bishop Kelly is the one who lost originally to Centennial. So if it was best of one, they would have lost this one, but it is best of three. So they do have a chance at a comeback here. We'll see what they're made out of on this Haven. Jumping in pretty standard comps here. We see Centennial has been really enjoying playing that Waylay, some of these unorthodox. And speaking of unorthodox, they are doing a 5-man push through B to spawn. Hello, what is happening? They're gonna find the trade back and forth. Aizen spots them all out though, all 5 of them heading through sewers. So Aizen's gonna have this flank on the flank, I guess, for lack of better words. They're gonna be aware. Aizen finds 1, Aizen finds 2. And the ruse is up. Bishop Kelly finally winning a pistol round out. First of the pistols they've been able to claim thus far in this match. And, wow, what an interesting strat. Listen, I know we get a little bit crazy, especially on our anti-bonus rounds or on our second rounds if we didn't win, but all 5 cannonball down through. It's an interesting choice. Aizen was able to read it though, and that flank around just found so much success. We're gonna have a little bit of a repeat of last round for the attackers, but not gonna see the same thing coming out from Centennial again. Gun advantage, of course, to Bishop Kelly here as they make their way onto site. But the stack is already here. Centennial quick to reply to this one. They are all here and ready to push in. Trades back and forth. It is a bloodbath here. And now it's all down to Talon with only a classic in hands. Can Leviathan bless them? No, they cannot. Aizen is just an absolute demon on this sheriff and is going to clean up that second. Only 2 guns carried through though. For Bishop Kelly, they're going to take that Guardian and that Phantom over into their bonus round here. And we'll see what things look like here for this defense as far as Centennial. We didn't, like I said, we didn't really see too much of it on the last map, so I'm excited to see what they have in store. We have this mirror KJ v KJ. There's been a lot of debate on who the best Senti is now that Cypher's been nerfed. I'm glad KJ is getting some time back in the spotlight. I'm a big KJ enjoyer. So just some investigation being put down here for Bishop Kelly. See what's set up over towards the C-Long, but nothing too heavily invested yet. We have some players hanging out elsewhere in spawn, just being aware of potential flanks. And the presence invested means that Bishop Kelly is going to call for maybe a little bit of a rotate here, heading back towards this A site. Procrastinator has been setting them up for a potential hit. But Centennial's players are very mobile. They like to play quickly and play together. So we're going to see these fast rotates already coming through. 4 players now over to the A site, but maybe it's a little bit of a bait and switch here from Bishop Kelly, as they still have 3 players left hanging out on the C site, and that's going to be the dash in. KJ Mollies are going to slow things down just a little bit, but Spike is still going to be planted by Showtime. Now we're into a retake position. Talon finding out the enemy KJ. And that shock dart just not quite enough to kill that turret. Numbers found here for Centennial. Tap on the spike, and they have to spam through to try and deny it, and it's just sticking. The ISO wall coming through, able to save these players' lives. Sticking through. Cold does manage to find the kill, but time is on the side of Centennial as they win out this anti-bonus and put 1 round on the boards for this map of Haven. Really well played. Bonus for Bishop Kelly. You know, they did a good job of really working the map, punishing these fast rotates that Centennial was doing in earlier rounds, and at least allowed them to get the spike planted, to find some kills, build up their economy, build up their ult economy as well.
Back at it.
Such that they're heading into this round with a full buy of Vandals and full shields. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, we're not 100% full. We've got a judge, some lighter guns, some lighter weaponry. Investigation once again over onto this A side. It's looking like more likely a heavy commit, especially off the back of that early pick onto Tokyo Sushi. There are 3 players here, though, so still 2 to play around with. If the Bucky comes through, or sorry, the shotgun bakery just barely misses it. Shogu punishing an aggressive TP out from Gold. Gold, though.
Shadows traveling.
Dragon setting up these smokes, trying to get Shogu in. That blind is going to be successful, but not enough. Shogu goes down. Dragon goes down as well. Now it's all down to Talon. And I believe Talon was the one with the weaker gun as well. So unless they were able to pick something up, they only have a... Yeah. Attempt with the turret assist, but Aizen has the gun in their hands. And that's going to be 3 on the round for Bishop Kelly. So thus far, it does very much seem like both of these teams are attack favored. I mean, they do favor these attack-sided comps with the double duelist, and not a crazy surprise to find out that they are doing better on this attack side now that Bishop Kelly has the chance to actually do some attacking instead of, you know, having so much trouble. So timeout called here from Talent for Centennial, a little bit early, all things considered, but enough that they want to see some things, they want to change some things up. You know, there was a little bit of issues, I think, with perhaps maybe the early rotates coming through that got punished early on, and just the way we're peaking, play a little bit more together, a little bit more with util. But early game still, so perhaps maybe a set play to come through for these defenders. Of course, when you're running this double duelist comp on a 3-sided map, you have to get aggressive in some places because otherwise you're a little bit of sitting ducks. The ISO pick does mean that you have more util to play around with for your team than if you're, say, running a jet, right? Like you can, you have that wall to play around with. You have your vulnerability that can slow things down as well. But Waylay is definitely one who plays for themselves.
Fall.
First pick coming through for Pickle. Bakery gonna be taken down. Being read a little bit here, Bishop loves to take this A area early on, and we see the stack reflects that Centennial having three on this site and taking a lot of space towards sewers. They are going to be on the lighter weapons, but just kind of passing this Vandal back and forth, right? And a couple of sheriffs. This aggressive push out means they find another onto Showtime. That it should be some guns. Procrastinator taken care of as well. And now they have guns in their hands. They have numbers advantage. Cold finds Dragon off along the B site. That's B site cleared, but not Spike. Spike down over towards spawn. Azen and Dragon separated completely. And Talon here is going to be able to push up, knowing where Azen was playing. Cold left in this 1v4 situation. No time left on the board. That's a nice thrifty coming out from Centennial off the back of that timeout. So just a little bit of a readjustment with how they played that, playing more aggressively, more together, getting that early pick down A long, knowing that Bishop Kelly really likes to take some A long presence no matter where they end up in the round. And then just continue to bulldoze off the back of Pickle's Vandal. A little bit closer to evening things out now. Full buy on both sides, and we have so many ults available to play with. 4 ults available for Centennial. 2 available for Bishop... 4 for Bishop Kelly. 2 for Centennial. My goodness. Words are hard. It's going to be another A push, and once again, there's 3 members here, but Pickle is taken care of. That was a thorn in the side in the last round for them. Shogu caught in the back lines, finds one, but going to be taken care of. Traded back and forth, 4 players alive for Bishop Kelly, and just 2 left. Once again, Centennial going to be stuck in this retake situation with the numbers disadvantage. Talon's not able to find any. And that's going to be another round unlocked. Not even with the use of any ultimates either. That does mean... Oh, I'm a liar. Cold used is from the shadow. But Azen's picked up their lockdown. Once again, Bishop Kelly choosing to lean over towards this B site.
I'll handle this. Cutting through.
And
Here.
that's going to be Dragon immediately spotted out by that dimensional drift. Procrastinator is going to find their way into the site, and a nice little flash combo is going to take care of one of them. Just sitting here waiting. Pickle goes down before this Waylay ult is able to be popped out from Tokyo, and now with the numbers disadvantage, it just doesn't make sense to use it anymore. They were hoping to play for a retake, but with Pickle going down, they're forced into another challenging situation of a 3v5.
Take flight.
Both of these teams just showing us that they are very attack-sided. Really doing well when they get to choose how they set the pace. It looks like maybe even a 3-man gun save coming out for Centennial. Time is ticking low. Talon might just try to find a couple of picks here before the spike detonates, but it's going to be denied. So, guns are saved. Money and economy is going to continue to be managed for Centennial, and now they do have all 5 of their ultimates heading into this next round. So this is definitely where they're going to want to invest some of those, try their best to make some numbers on the board in their favor. Might see some other set plays. That was really when they found a round, was when they had those set plays, and it was a thrifty on top of that. So they've yet to win a real gun round here for Centennial. With all 5 ultimates to play with. Yep. An early Hunter's Fury is going to be popped. I don't believe it actually found anyone, though. Got close, but no damage dealt. Thrown through mid here from Shogu. Is just going to give a little bit of information, but of course, this is still a default. Bishop Kelly hasn't decided to commit to any sites yet. Centennial, though, choosing to stack towards this B site since that's where the contact was found early on. Several players in garage. Bakery finds Talon, though. That's that first pick that Bishop has been so successful off the back of. They don't want to commit to it, though. They're aware of how much presence they've shown, and they're backing off over to the A site now. Their favorite site. They love to end here, and for good reason, right? Like, they've been so successful on this site. Tokyo spots it out. Backtrack to save the life. Once again, it looks like we're going to be in another retake situation. Tokyo backing off. Pickles found. We're down to the same 3v5 retake. Tokyo taken out off the back of that convergent path, I believe that was invested. And despite investing a kill contract as well, actually, so Hunter's Fury kill contract and convergent paths all invested by Centennial, they just weren't able to convert. 6 rounds on the board here for Bishop Kelly, and it might be a little bit of a retrieve of last map. Like, is it just whoever starts attacking is gonna win the series? Like, oh my goodness. You know, they do have way more rounds than Bishop did on their defense side at this point. Of course, they didn't have any. Oh, first contact found, though. We have been seeing most of these rounds go in the way of whoever gets that first pick. Tokyo Sushi, greedy for more, finds one, traded out. 4v3 now, Procrastinator finds another. That brings us down to a 3v3. Numbers advantage lost, but lockdown is going to be invested for these attackers. Shogu is fighting it, pushing in deep, is going to be detained, but hopefully detained in a safe place where they can be protected by their teammate. That site given away. Expecting to see plant found, but Aizen wanting to really clear the corners before they commit this spike down. Pushing out deep.
Last player standing.
Gonna be spotted out by Dragon, though. Spike down as well. And Talon is able to clean that one up. Another round on the boards for 3 for Centennial. So, nothing like too crazy that they did differently. I think the big difference, like I said, is just that first pick. It really seems to be so influential for these teams. Having that double swing down A short or down A long is really doing Centennial a lot of favors. Able to punish when Bishop Kelly gets comfortable taking space without using any utility to take that space. And especially when you set your duelists up in those positions, especially, you know, you have your Waylay who has that light speed to get back. Now, Bishop Kelly is going to find their way over towards the C site. Little C garage split. Of course, KG Utility is going to set things up, but it doesn't slow things down too much because of that garage presence. Now we're into a 5v5. There is going to be a lockdown invested, but it should be destroyed here with this Hunter's Fury. Yep. So, ults traded out as well as these kills. Site, though, given away by
Stopping fire.
Bishop Kelly, and they're going to be able to stick onto the site. Somebody's going to come and deny this. Shogu is just going to be left alone. It's planted safe, and that means that he's able to completely diffuse the spike under their noses. Kills being found, and that is another round on the half for Centennial, finally evening things out, bringing them up to 4-6. And even if they were to end here on a 4-8 half, that is more than enough on a Haven, on an attack-sided map, on an attack-sided comp. But, of course, they're going to want more. They're going to want to even things out up to a 6v6. On the side of Bishop Kelly, you know, this was a really good opening for them against their rivals, against the team that destroyed their perfect win streak in the regular season. So they'd like to convert these next 2 rounds if they can. Early heavy presence known, and it's gonna pay off. Tokyo Sushi finds 1, Pickle finds 2 more. Now only 2 players left. Procrastinator in that dimensional drift is gonna have to TP out back to safety with the spike in hand, and Solo is gonna be ably spammed down by Tokyo Drift. Showtime finds 1, but it's gonna take a lot more than 1 to win this run out. And that is 5 on the board there for Centennial. Finally getting some wind under their sails on this defensive side. They're seeing what works for them, right? They're playing these duelists aggressively the way they feel the most comfortable being played. Taking early space, getting out with that light speed if needed, and getting that first pick, which just really feels like is the momentum bringer for these 2 teams. Last round on the half here. Last chance for Bishop Kelly to convert one of these attacking rounds that both of these teams feel so much more comfortable on. A little bit of a default coming through here, though, for them. Slow things down. That has been successful for them in the past. Pickle's going to peek out this A main, but nobody here this time. Dragon finds Bakery. So first pick going in favor of Centennial this round. Is that going to be what changes the tides? They still have their Yori, so they still have an entry on Procrastinator. But they haven't been able to really find too much space. Talon 5's Azen. Is it going to be traded out? No, it's not. Cold goes down, and now numbers are in favor. Talon is on fire, just continuing to push the conversion paths invested down towards mid, and that's going to allow some pickups. And just like that, an even first half, despite struggling a little bit at the beginning. Centennial finally found their mark, finally found their pace, able to put their duelists in advantageous positions to take space. And what really happened there on that last round was just that Bishop Kelly played things slow, which has been successful for them, but they just didn't take nearly as much space as they usually take when they were running those defaults, right? And because Centennial had Pickle pushed so deep into A, they knew exactly where Bishop Kelly was playing and were able to stack players accordingly. So now, switching sides here into the second pistol. Thus far, Centennial has won 2. Bishop Kelly has won 1. Fast aggression here into Garage. Procrastinator is able to punish 1. Another found from Azen. Backing off though now. Giving this site away. Waiting for those reinforcements. Spike allowed to be planted as we wait for those smokes to come through. Talon getting a little aggressive here, pushing right into these spawns, but they're almost good for it. Just a little bit too much pressure. Procrastinator on a nice 3K cleans things up. Going to be given that spike as well, just to keep working towards that dimensional drift that can gather so much information and really gain you a lot of space, which is the name of the game when you're defending, especially on a 3-sided map like Haven. So, another pistol found for Bishop Kelly, showing us that they will not go down without a fight. They have a better defense than what we saw over on Split.
Time to jump.
Slowing them down.
Spike going to be planted here on the B site. Not too contested. We're forced into this retake on the bonus round. Or sorry, on the buy round. Kills still being found. Despite the gun disadvantage, they did kind of buy into this round actually with some Buckies, with some Sheriffs. Upgrades found. Procrastinator low HP here. Cold finds one, though, on the other side.
Last player standing.
Finds two. Now this is a chance to win this one out. And they do it. Procrastinator and Cold locking things down, tightening that gap, and able to convert their buy-round post-pistol. They're going to carry over 2 guns into that. And because Centennial decided to invest into this one, that does mean that they... Oh, no, they didn't invest. Oh, my gosh. I'm so silly. Well, they invested a little bit. So it's not going to be a complete full buy here, but relatively good buy. And can't fully complain about those regen shields.
Here. Here.
Some more defaulting found, but Bakery has found talent. So once again, if things remain true to this trend that we've been seeing, we should expect to see Bishop convert this bonus round. That being said, guns still not in their favor. Shields protecting. Showtime taken down, as well as Bakery. So now the numbers are in the favor of Centennial. Procrastinator clean with the Phantom.
Doing a thing.
Tokyo Sushi pushed really far up and gonna get punished by Aizen's Demon Sheriff. That's gonna be guns found for these last 2 players. Centennial choosing to play back over towards sewers here. The blind is going to find contact. That's going to pop them off of the spike. Tap again. Flash is not able to hit. Shogu finds one, and it's Dragon able to clean things up and put numbers back on the boards, converting that anti-bonus for Centennial. Now, we're into the real guns here. We're into the real fight. Because of how much it took for Centennial to convert that, we are going to see a Bucky coming through for Tokyo Sushi and a Guardian. But otherwise, a full buy. And this map, I'm finally feeling like we're a little bit more evenly paced. Both of the teams have gotten to know each other, gotten to know their playstyles. Maybe it's just a more comfortable map in general.
Revealing area.
Centennial heads for this B hit. That dash in is a little bit scary. Refract gonna have to be taken, or sorry, Lightspeed taken back. Talon should be able to punish Aizen here. Yes, unaware that there was players pushing in towards Garage, and now Shogu pushed deep as well. They want to take the fight to Bishop Kelly. Shogu finds one, finally dealt with by Bakery. Bakery potentially the one to win this round out. Now it's just down to Tokyo Shizushi and Talon. We've been able to do so much in the past, but Bakery finds them both, and that is the ace for Bakery to clutch onto this round and put 9 on the boards for Bishop Kelly. Wow, what a nice ace out from Bakery, starting with that Guardian, finishing with the Phantom, and able to pick up the op on top of it just for a consolation prize. Passing that one off over to Procrastinator.
Need a drop. Thanks.
Awkward buy now for Centennial. Forced onto a hero Guardian in the hands of Dragon, and everybody else onto just Sheriffs. Knives invested by Bakery to hang on to that economy.
Revealing area.
As Centennial makes their way up C long, leaving one player over towards mid, towards Garage to take space. But Bakery's getting aggressive here. And yes, that's going to mean Pickles is spotted out, taken care of by Cold. Tokyo jumps in with the Bucky, showing us why they like to play Waylay, and finds Aizen. Still numbers disadvantage here. They sacrificed one to get onto site. Talon's going to be able to plant Spike, but it has to be safe.
Spike planted.
Cold going down, though. That means that Talon has enough to invest that lockdown. Dragon taking out the op. Or sorry, taking down Shojin. But Bakery is just an absolute demon on this Sheriff. Oh my god. Despite everything, now Talon is forced to play this 1v2. Lockdown did save them some time. Bakery spotted out. Now Procrastinator can peek with the op, but Talon has better movement and spam through the box. Takes care of Bakery. Despite their heroics out, that op is going to be saved, and it's just traded back and forth, as well as these points. Now, Talon calling the second timeout for Centennial so they can have a little bit of a chat and see what went wrong. You know, they did win that round, but it came down to the heroics from Talon. From this lockdown, investing the time, just some nice movement to avoid the op, and that was that. So both of the teams here giving a chance to take a breath. I'm going to take a breath as well and drink my water. It's a lot of talking by yourself. Not able to show quite the same attack-sided dominance that they showed on Split earlier on. They had a 10-2 half. Now they've already lost 3 rounds of this attack side. So the timeout called. Last time their timeout called, they won the round. They had a really successful thrifty, I believe it was. So expectation for their coach to plan out a little set play here. They have guns in their favor, of course. Having lost that heavily invested round, Bishop is forced onto a save.
No distraction.
We're going for a C execution. Kill contract, 1 out by Pickles. Shogun able to plant more aggressively. Procrastinator finds 1, but spotted out in the elbow by Pickles. Aizen tries to peek out unsuccessfully. Bakery once again with these sheriff kills. At this point, does Bakery have more sheriff kills than Vandal kills? Oh my goodness. But against an op, they do it too. Oh my god. Finally taken care of by Dragon. It's all down to Showtime to clutch this one up. 1v2 finds Tokyo Sushi on the Stinger. They want to play close. If they're able to find Dragon, ring around the rosy happening here. Oh my goodness. Do they spot it out? The headshot found, but the gun advantage for Dragon means that Dragon is able to clutch it out and even out the scoreline. It was close, but still, Centennial wins the round. But considering the gun advantage, that was way closer than they wanted it to be. They had to invest the kill contract. That was the only ult they invested into it. But, like, my goodness, Bakery on this Sheriff. Can we talk about it? That was crazy. They're hitting, like, at least 2 every round on the Sheriff. You know, as you do. Just clean headshots, whatever. Both teams have a couple of ults to play around with, but nothing too crazy. All points nearby. Tokyo Sushi finds Bakery. That's the Sheriff Demon dealt with early on. The Tokyo Sushi versus Bakery showdown has been so back and forth this entire game.
Bot coming back.
Opening feels like they've been found trying to punish these rotates. C site gonna be taken. But taking a moment before Spike gets here, so that's going to allow the rotates to come through for Bishop Kelly. They're here in time as the Spike gets planted. Oh, the TP almost punished, but Tokyo Sushi is there to support. Aizen taken down cold, finally finding some trades back. Showtime as well, but they're being hit from both sides. Cold by themselves once again. 2 players left. Spike is planted very nicely for this post plant, as well as this Hunter's Fury being invested. That's going to take one tag onto Cold. Able to dodge the second tag, but low, and time is just lower. Cold going to have to back off of this one, save the Vandal, and give another round away to Centennial. That was a much cleaner win out from Centennial. It got a little bit less down to the heroics than the last one, so they were going to feel good about that. You know, they have 3 attack rounds in a row, but it almost doesn't feel like it, right? Because it's been getting really down to the wire, and I think that's been mostly off the back of Bakery just hitting these amazing Sheriff shots. So now forced onto another awkward half for Bishop Kelly. And Centennial is taking us over to the A site.
It's you and me.
Ill contract invested once again. That's gonna find one. Aizen taken care of. Bakery, though, on the Sheriff, only able to find one. Taking care of Procrastinator with the buggy. Finds another. 3v1 now. Procrastinator caught between a rock and a hard place. Gonna be taken care of. We are all the way up to 11 for Centennial. This is not just map, but series win for Centennial if they're able to close this one out. Bishop Kelly showed us what they were made of early on, and now they are struggling on this defense side once again. They had a really hard time on the defense on split. They had a better start here to Haven. It was looking good, but after the back of that timeout, Centennial has been unstoppable. Bishop Kelly wants to be able to win this map, wants to take us to Sunset, wants to give themselves another chance to win this one out. C hit coming through from Centennial over towards this C site, and Bishop is somewhat ready for it, right? They are all here. Hunter's Fury gonna be popped, finds Pickle. Convergence pass invested as well, and that's gonna have a deep push, but it's punished. Cold was here. Cold was ready for it. Pucky trying to find something, but Bakery taken care of. 2 left standing for Centennial on this post plant. Spike popped, and Shogun taken care of. Finally, Bishop Kelly able to find a round after 4 back-to-back round wins for Centennial, and that's going to bring them up to 10, inching their way closer to keep us even.
Don't stop fighting.
Both teams have an opportunity to win this one without overtime, but this round is going to determine whether or not Centennial can close it out without an overtime. More alts available in the hands of this Bishop Kelly defending team. Knives from the shadows, as well as that lockdown. Only from the shadows on the other side. Lockdown 3 points away. B exit coming through for Centennial. That nice dash back into sight allows this scary sight a little bit easier to take. Shogu finds the first pick onto CD, or onto Cold. Lockdown invested means they have to back off of the B site. They have to pivot, head over to the C side. They're able to punish Bakery in the process. Procrastinator left alone, vulnerable, unable to hang on to this site. Now just 2 players left alive.
Spike planted.
The drone is going to spot them out. Showtime left with heroics and an ace if they want to be able to clutch this one. Time not really in their favor either. High-low setup here. Very nice. Cleanup. We are on to match and series point, potentially for Centennial. Bishop Kelly is going to have to take us not only to overtime, but to map 3 if they want to keep this series going. And it looks like we're heading over to the A site.
me proud.
Centennial, if they're able to get that first pick, they should feel comfortable to potentially close this one out. Darts exchanged on either side. Smokes down as well as this drone to just get some information. Close quarters found, lockdown invested. So these defenders are gonna have to just back off. A couple of players trying to hang on. Procrastinator finds one, but traded out. The other player trying to hang on to site, gonna be taken care of. Now we're down to a 3v4 for this match and series point. Spike is planted, Showtime taken care of. 2 players left. It's Cold and it's Azen. Azen finds one, taken care of, and Cold and Azen go down. GG's, well played. Centennial wins out the map, wins out the series, and wins out the entire division grand finals. Congratulations to Centennial for winning this one out in a 2-0 fashion. And congrats to them for winning our fall series. Of course, congrats to Bishop Kelly as well for making very well played, especially through that Haven. They kept it so competitive, so close, 13-10. It really came down to all of it. It came down to those timeouts, coach coming in, making some calls. Well, that is everything for us today on the VHEL stream. My name is Nat, or Nat Cat in the Hat. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. I don't think we have any other games this week. No, we don't. That's the end of the season. Yeah, so this is our last game of the entire season, of that fall season, but we will be back in the winter or spring season, whatever you want to call it, in January for so much more games. You know, we have so many games here, so we look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Thanks so much. Bye now.